Hey guys, I'm Chris.
And I'm Andy.
And today we've got a really fun video for you guys. We're going to be giving our Oscar predictions, and we're only going to be going 12 out of the 24 categories because if we did all 24, it would take forever, and we haven't seen all the documentaries and animated shorts. And also, we're back to our regular format. We've been doing some Skype videos lately. There will still be some Skype videos in the future, but for now, we're back in our regular studio, if you want to call it that. But the first category we're going to get right into is cinematography.
Yeah, and this one we're not going to even go through all the noms because it's a lock for this one. This is our biggest lock, I think, and that's going to be Roger Deakins winning for 1917, and it's well-deserved, for sure. It's going to be his second Oscar win, and, I mean, it's just good that he's just rallying up the wins because he should have won a lot before this.
Yeah, Deakins for 1917 is a lock. And before we go through the rest of the categories, the way we're going to do this is we're each going to give the movie or a person that we think will win and then what we want to win. Sometimes they're the same and sometimes they're different, and so you'll get the hang of it. But we're going to start here with Best Visuals, and the nominees are Avengers Endgame, The Irishman, The Lion King, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, and 1917. And for me, I want Avengers Endgame to win, and I think it will win. I think this will be an honorary award that the Academy gives Endgame to recognize the entire MCU, kind of like how The Lord of the Rings got all those pictures, but got all the awards, Return of the King, but it'll be on a lot smaller scale.
Yeah, and I think that this is a pretty good category other than Lion King, all of them, and Star Wars. But I want Endgame to win. It has amazing effects. Iron Man with the gauntlet, Thanos, great. The whole final battle is amazing. But I think that The Irishman will win this because Irishman isn't going to go home empty-handed, and this is one of the two categories I think it will win. And it's just the bigger movie. Usually they pick like the bigger movie. Even though Endgame is great, I just think Irishman will win it.
Yeah, I could see it going either way.
So next up, we're going to be talking about editing, and the noms for this one is Parasite, Joker, Jojo Rabbit, Ford vs. Ferrari, and The Irishman. And what I want to win this category, this is a hard one for me because a lot of these movies have great editing. We haven't seen Jojo Rabbit yet, but we're going to get around to it. But for me, I would pick Parasite because I just think the movie flowed so well. Like, there wasn't really any lulls in it. And I do think Parasite will win this, which is going to be a big indicator for what's going to win Best Picture. But if someone did steal it, it would be Thelma Schumacher for Irishman because she's really respected, I feel like.
For me, this is a lot more of a personal opinion. I would love to see Ford v. Ferrari win the editing category. Those racing scenes are just so intense, and it's really an accomplishment the way that film was edited together. But I agree with you. I think that Parasite will end up winning the Best Editing category, which, like you said, could be an indicator for picture. So the next category is Best Original Score, and the nominees are Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, 1917, Joker, Little Women, and Marriage Story. And I want Joker to win this category, and I think that it will win. The score acts as a character in this movie, and it's absolutely haunting and chilling at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree with everything you just said about Joker's score. I love that score. It was my favorite score of last year. And I mean, it just is really iconic. But I feel like if something would take it from it, it would be 1917, just because it has a lot of momentum going for it. But I'm going to pick Joker for this one, too.
Yeah, Endgame should have been nominated. It's kind of a shame, but anyway.
Yeah, over Star Wars, for sure. I don't even remember any of the basic stuff. But they just gave it to John Williams because it was his last. So the next category that we're going to be talking about is Best Supporting Actress. And this is a pretty good group of people, but Kathy Bates I didn't see. So Kathy Bates, Florence Pugh, Margot Robbie, Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit, and Laura Dern.
Yep.
And what I want to win this category is, honestly, Florence Pugh was really good in Little Woman. It's not my favorite performance from her even, but I would just want her to win because I like her a lot. She's a good up-and-coming actress. But I do think Laura Dern will win for Marriage Story.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Laura Dern's going to take this home. She's basically sweeped all the awards so far.
Yeah, and she's good in the movie. But
my personal pick would be Florence Pugh. I just saw Little Women recently, and I really enjoyed it. And the fact that she played the 13-year-old and the 20-year-old version of herself, it was really great acting, and I would love to see her win, even though I've heard it's not her best performance by any means.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Margot Robbie did get included in this, even though we haven't seen Bombshell and probably never will. But I like Margot Robbie a lot, so just seeing her get her name out there more is good.
Yeah. So the next category is Best Supporting Actor, and the nominees are Brad Pitt, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Tom Hanks, and Anthony Hopkins. And I think this category is a lock. Brad Pitt's pretty much secured the win, and he's also would be my personal pick.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great category as well, other than Anthony Hopkins. I love him, but I haven't seen the movie. And I think that Brad Pitt will win this, and I do... Actually, I want Joe Pesci to win this, even though I love Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time. Joe Pesci was just so cool in The Irishman, and he has so many iconic lines in that movie. So he's definitely who I want to win, but Brad Pitt will win this for sure, and it's deserving. I want to see him get up there and accept an award.
Oh, yeah. The
It's
way
gonna
he
make me
played
excited.
Cliff Booth, he was just such a cool character, and he deserves the win.
The next category that we're going to talk about is adapted screenplay, and this is a pretty great year for this. Usually it's weak, but this year the noms are Jojo Rabbit, The Two Popes, The Irishman, Joker, and Little Women. And what I want to win out of this is a really hard category to pick what I want, because 3 of these movies, Joker, Little Women, and Irishman, I thought all had great screenplays. But if I had to pick, honestly, I would pick Little Women. Just the way that Greta Gerwig wrote it, it flowed so good. And I actually do think that will win also, but don't be surprised if The Irishman wins. That one, I think, could take it from it, honestly.
I agree with you. I think Little Woman's going to win this category. I really enjoyed the screenplay, and I think Greta Gerwig will get the win here, especially since she was left out of the director category. But another movie that I would not be upset by would be Joker. I would love to see that movie win. It's one of my favorites of the year. But moving on to the original screenplay category, the nominees are Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Parasite, Knives Out, 1917, and Marriage Story. And my personal pick would be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love Quentin Tarantino, and I actually think that he will win this category. They will give him an award for his screenplay for this movie. I don't think he's going to win director. We'll get to that later, but I think they'll recognize him here.
Yeah, I mean, this is an amazing category right here. Other than Marriage Story, really. Even 1917 being in here is a little weird, but like I can understand it. So, I mean, I feel like this is like really between Parasite and Once Upon a Time, honestly. And I love them both, but I'm going to pick Tarantino to win this because he is my favorite director, and the screenplay through this just flows so good, and there's so many like iconic lines, like Brad Pitt when he's tripping, and just like Leo and stuff in the trailer, like at the end when they come. So I think Tarantino will take this one for sure, and I think it'll be deserving.
Yeah, do you think Bong has a chance?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the screenplay for Parasite is so creative, and just like, I wouldn't be surprised at all or mad.
I mean, I think he could actually win, but I mean, we'll see. It's between him and Tarantino for sure.
For sure. If there's a number 2, it's Parasite.
Yeah.
So next up is lead actress. And this is a very interesting year for lead actress. I thought it was a little weak. Like, last year was very strong, and the year before with Margot Robbie and who won? Frances McDormand. That was a great year. But this year, Renee Zellweger, Saoirse Ronan, Scarlett Johansson, Cynthia Erivo, and Charlize Theron are all the noms. And we haven't seen Cynthia Erivo or Charlize Theron or Renee Zellweger.
Yeah.
But we've only seen 2, so it's pretty slim for us this year. But who I want to win is Saoirse Ronan. I thought she gave a great performance in Little Woman. She was really powerful. It's honestly my favorite performance from her, even better than Lady Bird. I think she's going to win. I was going to say Renee Zellweger, but I think Saoirse Ronan will win this, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, I just did that. I mean, maybe, yeah, I do. I think she will. What about you?
I think that I haven't seen enough of these to really make an accurate assessment on the category. But based on all the predictions and what everyone's saying, I think Renee Zellweger will win for Judy. She's kind of sweeped the award so far, and I think she'll win. But I want Saoirse Ronan to win, like you said. She was great in Little Women. I still think she's better in Lady Bird, but I think she's deserving of a win here.
Yeah, it's like more me picking with my heart. And last year, like Glenn Close was sweeping everything, and then Olivia Colman just like got her right at the end. So I feel like I could see that happening this year, maybe.
Scarlett Johansson might sneak in. You never know.
Yeah, she did get double noms, so they obviously like her a lot.
But the next category is going to be lead actor, and the nominees are Joaquin Phoenix, Adam Driver, Leonardo DiCaprio, Antonio Banderas, and Jonathan Pryce. And this is probably, besides cinematography, the biggest lock. I think Joaquin Phoenix will win, and he would be my pick. He was just outstanding in Joker.
Yeah, I mean, he was good, but nowhere near as good as Jonathan Pryce and The Two Popes. I'm just playing. But, I mean, Joaquin Phoenix is going to win, and he's who I want to win for sure. He was great. Leonardo DiCaprio, amazing performance, though, in Once Upon a Time. Like, I'm not going to overlook that at all.
Rick Dalton.
Yeah, perfect role, but Joaquin just... It's his year for sure, and everybody knows it, and I just can't wait to see him get up there and give a weird speech. We're getting down to the last 2 categories, the best 2, and this is a big one right here, Best Director. The nominees are Todd Phillips, Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, Sam Mendes, and Bong Joon-ho. And honestly, all 5 of these guys did a really damn good job directing this year. I mean, Greta Gerwig should be up here too, she was great, but these 5 guys all did great in their movies, and it's going to be a really hard year to pick between these, but I'll just start off with what I want to win, and who I want to win is Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. I mean, great direction throughout the movie. He really got his cast to deliver great performances, and just the whole story going throughout it. He just did a great job. But who I do think is going to win is going to be Sam Mendes. I mean, he hasn't lost this category at any other of the award shows. And usually when that happens like that, the director, in the director category, they'll win. So, I mean, he did a good job, but he's not even my top 3 on this, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I could see any of that happening. This is a pretty competitive category, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
My personal pick for who I want to win Best Director comes straight from my heart, and that's Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I would just love to see him win the Best Director Oscar for the first time for this movie that I absolutely love. But I think Bong Joon-ho will win this category because he directed a hell of a film with Parasite, and he's been campaigning really hard lately.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen him a lot around, and I think the Academy really does respect and love him, and that cast too. It won the SAG, which is a big indicator, but I mean, it's either going to be Bong or Sam Mendes. It's really between those two.
It's down to those two for sure.
And as much as I love Tarantino and want him to win an Oscar for sure, I feel like his 10th movie will get him in.
We'll see, yeah. We'll see what that is. But the last one, the big one, Best Picture, the nominees are Joker, Jojo Rabbit, Ford v. Ferrari, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Parasite, 1917, Little Women, Marriage Story, and The Irishman. 9 nominees this year.
It's a dang good year, too.
Yeah.
Better than last year, for sure. And the year. Actually, the 2017 or 2018 was dang good, but last year was a little weak.
Yeah. What movie do you want to win Best Picture?
It's just a loaded question. I mean, I there's a lot of movies I love on here. Joker, I love. Ford vs. Ferrari, dang good. Little Women. But it really just comes down to 2 for me, and that's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Parasite. And I gotta go with Parasite. It was my number 1 of last year. Amazing story. I just love where it went. Even though the last 10 minutes aren't perfect, and probably my least favorite part of the movie, all before that leading up to it is perfect. And what Bong Joon-ho did, it's just such an original story, and I think it will win Best Picture too, Parasite. I think it will win, and I want it to win because, I mean, it just really stands out. Like, it will be the first foreign film to win Best Picture, which is crazy. And also, it's just like a story that I think will stand the test of time rather than 1917, which, I mean, I know it's the number 2. What do you think is going to win?
So here's my thoughts on the matter. I want Once Upon a Time in Hollywood to win because it was my favorite movie last year, and I know it's not going to, but I would love to see it happen. But I think 1917 will win Best Picture this year. Everyone seems to adore this movie for the technical aspects and the fact that it's just a well-made war movie and everyone loves Sam Mendes. But because I picked Bong Joon-ho to win Director, I think the Academy will award Sam Mendes and 1917 with Best Picture. I think that's going to be a flip-flop. Like, if Mendes wins Director, I think Parasite will win Best Picture.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. We're opposites, but no way that Director and Picture correlate. That just doesn't happen. So, I mean, it has happened before, but not recently. And I just cannot see 1917 winning Best Picture. Like, it's a good movie, but I just cannot see it.
Yeah, I enjoy the movie. I don't hate the movie at all. But it just doesn't feel like a Best Picture winner to me. Just because of the whole one-take thing and the fact that it's a beautifully made film, I didn't have that emotional connection with it, and it's not a Best Picture winner I want to see.
I'm just telling you guys now, Parasite's going to win. It's going to win 3 Oscars, editing, international, and it's going to win Best Picture. And it will stand the test of time, and we'll look back at it and be like, wow, what a great pick. I mean, it really is good.
It's not going to win Best Picture, but we'll see. We'll see.
It is.
So that's a wrap for our final predictions for the Oscars. Hope you guys enjoyed. We will be back after the Oscars air with our reaction to whatever happens, so be on the lookout for that. And be sure to like this video and comment your predictions down below. Be sure to let us know. We'd be interested. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. It would mean a lot to us. We're having a lot of fun with the channel, and we've definitely got a few more Oscar videos coming out. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.
See you guys.